guys, Robert here, and welcome back to Season 1 of the Random Albums Marble Race. Last time, these 16 albums did not make it to the finish, so they were all up for elimination. We have received a total of 66 votes, which is 9 more than last time, and we almost broke the record with this one, so yeah, let's get started. As you may know, 5 albums will be eliminated, but out of these 16 albums, 12 of them received at least 3 votes, while the remaining 4 received 2 votes and under, and they will automatically be eliminated. So let's announce those first. The first album to leave the competition today, based on your votes, is Prince's Purple Rain with 0 votes. Yep, that's right, guys. The legendary Purple Rain leaves us today on Ram R. Yeah, I'm really shocked that this did not receive any votes at all. It is such a legendary album. And you know what? I really agree with the hype, as it's my absolute favorite Prince album overall. I mean, it's got the iconic ones like the title track and Let's Go Crazy and When Doves Cry. And also some super underrated ones like Computer Blue and I Would Die For You. Yeah, this album literally has no misses at all, and it will surely be missed in this competition. But yeah, let's put you in the results box. Alright guys, with Purple Rain eliminated, we are left with our final 24. But we'll be down to our final 23 pretty soon, because I will be announcing the next album to be eliminated right now. Based on your votes, the second album to be eliminated from the competition today is Tyler, the Creator's Flower Boy with 1 vote. Yep, that's right guys. Flower Boy leaves us today on Ram R. Yeah, it's pretty sad that Flower Boy isn't even going to make the final 20, because I think this is second to only Igor as my favorite Tyler record ever. For one, I think it is a really masterful record from start to finish, with very little misses to be found. And 2, this is really one of a few instances where Tyler really showed us that he really blossomed as a rapper. And yeah, don't even get me started on the song Garden Shed. That song is just amazing. And yeah, it's another album that will be missed here, but I'm glad it made it as far as it did, because yeah, it is a really excellent album. But yeah, let's put you in the results box. Alright guys, with Flower Boy eliminated, we are left with our final 23. But let's see who will be the third album to be eliminated. Will the next elimination be shocking, or will it be not as shocking? Let's find out right now. The third album to leave the competition today, based on your votes, is Flight Facilities Forever with 2 votes. Yep, Forever leaves us today on the Random Albums Marble Race. Yeah, it really is such a shame that Forever's gotta go, but I had a feeling that its elimination was gonna come anyway, because I don't think Forever is as well acclaimed as any of the other albums that I've talked about. It's one of the more underrated albums, I would say. And yeah, even though it obviously, in my opinion, still doesn't beat Down to Earth from nearly a decade ago, I still think Forever holds up. It's just as good as Down to Earth, and I still stand by this one being in my favorite albums of 2021. And on top of that, there are a lot of great tracks on here, such as the title track and Stay, which are among the best tracks in their entire catalog. But yeah, let's put you in the results box. Alright guys, with Forever eliminated, we are left with our final 22. Now it's time to announce the fourth album to be eliminated from the competition today. Let's see if it's yet another amazing album getting snubbed. After the vote, the fourth album to leave the competition this episode is Tim Hecker's Virgins, also with 2 votes. Yep, Virgins leaves us today on Ram R. Yeah, another elimination means yet another album has to go, and unfortunately, Virgins is the next one getting zucked. As depressing as it is to see this album leave the competition, It really has held its own as an ambient album. Like, think about it. I think Virgins is the second ambient album to be eliminated after Substrate a couple episodes ago. And yet it was so close to the final 20. Just, I mean, yeah, I think it did really, really well, surprisingly. And let's not take it away from the fact that Virgins is my second favorite Tim Hecker record behind Harmony and Ultraviolet. And that's really because it's such a one-of-a-kind ambient experience that you can't get elsewhere. And also, it's just fantastically produced from front to back. Like I really love and adore how apocalyptic it sounds across the entire thing. Tim Hecker always delivers the goods, and this one is no exception. But yeah, let's put you in the results box. Alright guys, with Virgins eliminated, we are left with our final 21. Once again, this elimination is not done yet, as one more album is gonna get eliminated today. As you can see, the previous 4 albums that were eliminated just now received 2 votes and under, which means the remaining 12 of you received at least 3 votes. However, 3 of you received at least 3 votes, therefore they're the bottom 3, while the rest of you received at least 4 votes. So pretty much like the last episode, we're gonna be looking for the bottom 3 by splitting you all up into groups of 3. With each of the groups containing 4 albums each, making this the first time in this series where I get to split the albums up evenly. So let's get started with forming the first group. For group 1, I'm going to need the following 4 albums: Aphex Twin's Selected Ambient Works Volume 2, Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly, Orbital's Insides, and Radiohead's Kid A. And this is group 1. 3 of you will be moving forward, while 1 of you is in danger. Now for the results. The first album from this group to make it into the final 20, based on your votes, is Insides with 6 votes. The second album to make it into the final 20 is To Pimp a Butterfly with 5 votes. And now we are left with just SAW2 and Kid A. 1 of you will be sent to the final 20, while the other will take the first spot in the bottom 3. The third album from this group to make it into the final 20, based on your votes, is Selected Ambient Works Volume 2, also with 5 votes, which means Kid A received just 3 votes, therefore it is in the bottom 3. Alright, this is how we're looking so far. Kid A, the first to be in the bottom 3. Once again, we're kicking things off with another big shocker. But who will join Kid A in the bottom 3? Let's find out as we form the second group. For group 2, I'm going to need the following 4 albums: David Bowie's Black Star, Kanye West's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Porter Robinson's Nurture, and Square Pusher's Hard Normal Daddy. And here we have group 2, everybody. For 3 of you, the journey continues. For 1 of you, it could discontinue. Now let's get to the results. The first album from this group to make it into the final 20, based on your votes, is Hard Normal Daddy with 6 votes. The second album from this group to make it into the final 20 is Black Star with 5 votes. And now My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Nurture remain. 1 of you will be guaranteed safety as part of the final 20, while the other will be in danger as part of the bottom 3. The third album from this group to make it into the final 20 after the vote is Nurture with 4 votes, which means My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy takes the second spot in the bottom 3 because it received only 3 votes. Alright peoples, Kid A and now My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy take the first 2 spots in the bottom 3. But who will take the last spot in this unfortunate group? Let's find out as we form the third and final group. These remaining 4 albums: Deadmau5's Random Album Title, Ed Sheeran's Multiply, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, and Venetian Snare's Doll Doll Doll. And here we have groups 3, ladies and gentlemen. 3 of you will be moving forward to the next stage of the competition, while 1 of you is at risk of elimination. Now here are the results. Based on your votes, the first album to make it into the final 20 from this group is Random Album Title with 10 votes. The second album to make it into the final 20 is Multiply with 6 votes. And now that leaves just the remaining 2 of you, Dark Side of the Moon and Doll Doll Doll. One of you is in the final 20, the other will take the very last spot in the bottom 3. The third album from this group to make it into the final 20 based on your votes is Dark Side of the Moon with 5 votes, which means Doll 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 is in the bottom 3 with just 3 votes. Alright guys, this is it. Your votes have decided that Kid A, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Doll 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 are your bottom 3. Only 2 of you will be going through, while 1 of you is eliminated. And this time, it's all up to the spinner again. The 2 albums that get picked by the spinner will be safe from elimination and will make it into the final 20, while the album that does not get picked will be eliminated. So now, let's get started. The next album to take a spot in the final 20 according to the spinner is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And now that leaves just the 2 of you, Kid A and Doll Doll Doll. One of you will take the last spot in the final 20. The other is eliminated. The very best of luck to the both of you. Now, the last album to take a spot in the final 20 is Kid A. Which means that Doll 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 leaves us today on the random albums marble race. Oh my god. Doll 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 was so close to making it to the next stage of the competition, but in the end, it did not get picked by the spinner, and therefore, it got eliminated. And it is really sad too, because Doll 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 really has been a personal grower for me. At first, I didn't think it was all that special in the grander scheme of his catalog, but the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me. Like, it went from like a 7 out of 10 album to a 9 out of 10 album. It was just that gargantuan of a grower to me. The whole experience of listening to this thing is like really, really haunting. And much like the previous 4 albums, there are absolutely little to no misses on this thing at all. And yeah, it's gonna be missed here. It really is a special, special album to be sure. It would honestly make my top 100 of all time if I were to actually make a top 100 of all time, which I'm probably never going to do because making these top 100 of all time lists are hard to do. But yeah, let's put you in the results box. Alright guys, with Doll 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 eliminated, we are left with our final 20, but it'll soon become our final 25 again, as 5 of these eliminated albums will rejoin the competition. For the first rejoin ceremony of the season, we have received 52 votes, which is a good start. So let's get started. Out of all 25 of these albums standing here today, 11 received at least 3 votes, while the remaining 14 received 2 votes and under. So we're going to be looking for the top 11 in the voting in no particular order. Wasting Light. You are in the top 11. De Todas las Flores. You received no votes. You do not rejoin. Substrata. You received 2 votes. You do not rejoin. Meteora. You received 1 vote. You do not rejoin. Amber. You are in the top 11. Circles. You are in the top 11. Etherborn. you are in the top 11. Hope, you received no votes. You do not rejoin. Close to the edge, you are in the top 11. In color, you are in the top 11. Army of Mushrooms, you received 1 vote. You do not rejoin. Listen, you received 1 vote. You do not rejoin. Dig your own hole, you are in the top 11. The Record, you received no votes. You do not rejoin. Folklore, you are in the top 11. Kaleidoscope, you received 2 votes. You do not rejoin. Jellytones, you are in the top 11. Bloom, you received 1 vote. You do not rejoin. Coruscate, you received 1 vote. You do not rejoin. Bad Reputation, you received 2 votes. You do not rejoin. Toxicity, you received 2 votes. You do not rejoin. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? You received 2 votes. You do not rejoin. Lifeforms, you are in the top 11. So now we are left with Songs in the Key of Life and Quest for Fire. One of you is in the top 11, while the other will not rejoin. The album that will take the last spot in the top 11 in this voting is Songs in the Key of Life, which means Quest for Fire, you do not rejoin with 1 vote. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. These are the 11 albums that have received 3 votes. Therefore, they have the highest chances at rejoining the competition. But only 5 of these albums will be taking a spot back in the game. Out of the remaining 11 of you, 3 of you received 4 votes, while the rest of you received just 3 votes. So now, let's get to more results. In no particular order, the first album to rejoin the competition is Lifeforms. Congratulations, Lifeforms! With 4 votes, you officially rejoined the game. Welcome back to the competition, Lifeforms. Now let's update the results box. Alright guys, with Lifeforms rejoin the game, we are left with our final 21 again. But now, let's see who will become the second album to rejoin the competition as we get to more results. The second album to rejoin the competition based on your votes is Amber. Congratulations, Amber. With 4 votes, you officially rejoined the game. Welcome back to the competition, Amber. Now let's update the results box. Alright guys, with Amber rejoin the game, we are left with our final 22 again. Now it's time to announce the third album that will rejoin the competition. Now, the third album to rejoin the competition after the vote is Circles! Congratulations, Circles! With 4 votes, you officially rejoined the game. Welcome back to the competition, Circles. Now let's update the results box. Alright guys, with Circles rejoin the game, we are left with our final 23 again. This rejoin ceremony is not done yet, as only 3 albums have rejoined the competition so far, so only 2 more albums will rejoin. And since the remaining 8 of you received just 3 votes, it's time we bring the spinner back for this one as well. The first 2 albums to be picked by the spinner first will rejoin the competition, whereas the rest of you will not rejoin. Now let's see what the first verdict is. The 4th album to rejoin the competition according to the spinner is Folklore! Congratulations, Folklore. Since you were the first album to be picked by the spinner, you will rejoin the competition. Welcome back to the competition, Folklore. Now, let's update the results box. Alright guys, with Folklore rejoining the game, we are left with our final 24 again. Yep, 4 albums have rejoined the competition, which means only 1 more album will be granted a spot back into the game. And at the end of the day, it is all up to our Lord and Savior, the spinner. Now, let's see what the final verdict is. The very best of luck to the remaining 7 of you. Now, the 5th and final album to rejoin the competition according to the spinner is Songs in the Key of Life. Major apologies to the remaining 6 of you, but you all do not rejoin. Congratulations, Songs in the Key of Life. Since you got picked by the spinner, you will be the last album to rejoin the competition this episode. Welcome back to the competition, Songs in the Key of Life. Now let's update the results box. Alright guys, with Songs in the Key of Life rejoin the game, we are left with our final 25 again. Yep, it looks like we are done with not only the 6th elimination of the season, but also the first rejoin of the season. Congrats to those who have survived the elimination, and my condolences to the albums that have been eliminated, especially since those albums are all fantastic. On the flip side of things, congrats to the 5 albums that have rejoined the competition, especially since Circles and Songs in the Key of Life were heavily snubbed in my opinion, so yeah, glad to see those back. Also, good to see Amber back in the competition, that album's great, and Lifeforms is also back. My 5th favorite album of all time has returned. That is good news. And Folklore. I know some people are probably going to get mad at this one because, yeah, it got picked by the spinner over albums like Close to the Edge or In Color, for instance. But I still think it's a pretty good album regardless. So, yeah, welcome back, Folklore, I guess. Also, before we start, I just want to address something regarding the rules about, like, the rejoins. Every album can only rejoin once. So let's say, you know, Folklore is up for elimination, for instance. Like, let's say Folklore, you know, regardless of the fact that it rejoined, it's up for elimination again, for instance. If it gets eliminated in the next episode, then Folklore can't rejoin again because, you know, like, it can only rejoin once. So, yeah, just want to address that now. That, like, no album can rejoin more than once because, you know, I really want things to be as fair as possible. So, I think that's enough chit-chat. Let's put the final 25 again at the start. And also, we're going to set this to 5x speed because, yeah, 5x speed. Like always, I did not make this marble run. It was created by an Algodoo user named Wisteria. Credit goes to them. They did an amazing job with this. And yeah, y'all know the drill. Whoever makes it to the finish will be safe from elimination and will make it into the final 20 again. And yeah, that means the albums that don't make it to the finish will be up for elimination. Good luck to all of you. Let's get started. Okay, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is the first to make it. And yeah, this is gonna be a no-brainer. Every album is gonna make it. And the last album to make it is Jagged Little Pill, it looks like. So yeah, now time to move on to the Oval Gear stage. Okay, I think it looks like The Mollusk was the first to make it this time. And a bunch of other albums joined it. And yeah, Discovery is stuck. Who's gonna push Discovery off? And it's not Star, who also made it. And yeah, it looks like Discovery is still stuck. Oh, Jagged Little Pill makes it. Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna be real generous here and put Discovery there myself. Just to be generous. And yeah, we are now left with okay. It looks like both T-Pab and Multiply actually made it to the next stage. Is that T-Pab? Yes, that one is T-Pab. T-Pab and Multiply made it to the next stage. And now, time for the Invisible stage. Okay, it looks like a bunch of other albums have made it, including SAW2, Songs in the Key of Life has made it, and T-Pab nearly made that one. Multiply has made it once again, and okay, all right. And it looks like Dark Side of the Moon, The Black Parade, T-Pab for real, and yeah. Wow. Okay, it looks like Jagged Little Pill, Kid A, and Discovery are the only albums left in this stage of the Marble Run of the Parkour Palace. All right, Jagged Little Pill has made it, and now we are left with just Discovery and Kid A. Kid A has made it, and now Discovery is the only album left in this stage, which, I mean, considering the amount of attempts there are left in this stage, yeah, Discovery has made it. And now we're going to move on to the Technoblade versus Dream fight. Here we go. And the first album to make it, I think, was Nurture. And that's followed by a bunch of other albums, including Random Album Title, Audubon. And okay, I think Star was the last album to make it. All right, time for the Complex Gear stage. Now let's go. Okay, the first album to make it is the Blue album. And that's followed by a bunch of other albums, including Life Forms and SAW2, and Songs in the Key of Life, and Nurture. And okay, it looks like the only album left is Multiply. I'm pretty sure Multiply will make this one, considering the fact that there's less than 175 attempts left, or 172. Sorry. All right. Okay. This is taking. Oh no. Okay. You don't go back a stage, Multiply. You don't do that. But thankfully, you're back here in this Complex Gear stage. Like you should be at the moment. Okay, Multiply has made it to the next stage, and now moving on to the Pie stage. Okay. And it looks like a bunch of other albums have made it. Including Black Star. And okay, and we are already left with just 4 albums. We have Circles, we have Songs in the Key of Life, Audubon, and Discovery once again. Okay, and Songs in the Key of Life almost made that one, and Songs in the Key of Life makes it this time. And Discovery follows suit. And okay, no other albums have made it back one stage, I think. Okay, it looks like Audubon, I think, was the last to make it. And now moving on to the Anime stage. Let's see if y'all make this one. Here we go. Okay, Songs in the Key of Life makes it once again. That's followed by Hard Normal Daddy and The Mollusk and other albums like The Black Parade and Folklore and SAW2 again. Okay, I think Black Star almost made that one. Audubon makes it. Discovery. Circles makes it. Alright, there are now less than 30 attempts left. Okay, Insights makes it. Random Album Title, Be Brew makes it. And yeah, I think, hold on. Yeah, I think everybody made that one. So yeah, now time to move on to this gear stage, I guess. Okay, and it looks like Nurture's made it first. SAW2, Songs in the Key of Life, and then The Black Parade, Star, Insights, Jagged Little Pill, Circles, Folklore, These Hopeful Machines, and a bunch of other albums. Okay, looks like there are only a few albums left here in this stage here. Okay, whoa. Okay, Audubon has made it. And also the Blue album, and Amber, and T-Pab, and B-Brew, and Lifeforms. And I think it looks like the only album left is none other than Hard Normal Daddy, the best Square Pusher album, in my opinion. And yeah, Hard Normal Daddy makes it, and now moving on to the Red Zone. Let's see if we have our first batch of albums up for elimination. Good luck! Okay, Amber makes it first, and that's followed by SAW2 once again, and Insides, and Dark Side of the Moon, and Black Star, and Nurture, and These Hopeful Machines, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Songs in the Key of Life, and a few others. Okay, we are now down to less than 100 attempts. Kid A makes it, T-Pab, I think, Folklore, the Blue album, Multiply. And I guess the only 3 albums left are Random Album Title, The Black Parade, and Audubon. Let's see if all 3 of these albums make it. Okay, and it looks like all 3 of them make it. And yeah, that actually means for the first time this season, everyone has made it past the Red Zone. Oh my god, guys, good job! Okay, now it's time to bring this back down to 1x speed, 1.0x speed, because we have now made it to the final stage. And yeah, whoever makes it to the finish first will be safe from elimination and will make it into the final 20. And the albums that don't make it to the finish will be up for elimination. Good luck to all 25 of you. Let's go. Okay, let's see if Random Album Titles curse can actually be broken this time. Okay, and it looks like Hard Normal Daddy safe for another episode. And yes! Random Album Titles safe this time! Yay! About time! Holy crap, guys. Okay, and I guess we have our final verdict, I guess, here. Because, yeah, we have a few albums up for elimination, and those albums are To Pimp a Butterfly, Jagged Little Pill, Circles, the Blue album, Nurture, Selected Enemy Works Volume 2, The Black Parade, These Hopeful Machines, Kid A, Songs in the Key of Life, and Amber. Sorry to all of you, but you are all up for elimination. And on the contrary, these albums made it to the finish, so they will be safe for another episode, and those albums are Hard Normal Daddy, Insides, The Mollusk, Multiply, Discovery, Random Album Title, finally, and also Audubon, B-Brew, Lifeforms, Black Star, Dark Side of the Moon, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Folklore, and Star. Congrats to all of you. You are all safe. And yeah, you're all gonna face the fire in the next episode. Sorry, guys. So viewers, voters, subscribers, and everyone else out there, vote for which albums should be saved from elimination by going to the straw poll link in the description and pinned comments. In the event that straw poll doesn't work, we will switch to Google Forms. Voting will end next week on Tuesday, July 25th, 2023 at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The 5 albums with the least amount of votes will be eliminated from the competition, so start voting and stay tuned.